Folks, my name is Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for joining me. I did a video a little while back just to kind of explore the question of whether you really need to punch a hole in your tin if you're making char in a tin. It seems to be the prevailing wisdom. Everybody says you got to make sure you punch a hole to let the gases that are created during the charring process escape. So I did a video, and I'll put a link below. Used an Altoids tin with a hole, without a hole, and just used a kind of a candy tin with no hole. And all three cases we got great char with no hole. But I had some comments and made me think. A couple of people, AlfieAsthetics, I believe is his name, and I'll put a link below to his channel. He's got a great channel if you want to check it out. Someone had checked with him because he does a lot of charring, and he's got a pretty scientific background to his videos. At least he explains things scientifically. And he said that basically, and some other people said it also, that I guess the concern is that if you have a sealed can, a truly sealed can, and you put enough char material in there to create a lot of gas, that the can could explode. And so I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea and say, well, you know, survival on purpose, Brian said that you don't have to do that. Next thing you know, we got shrapnel flying everywhere. So what I thought I would do, purely in the interest of science and safety, I got a paint can, empty brand new paint can that I can put the lid on very tightly. We're going to put some denim in here, a pretty good chunk, and set it on the stove to char, step back behind a tree, and see what happens. Because I don't want you or anybody else getting hurt because you took what I said for the truth. And that's one of the things I really wanted to show on that video, more so than even about charring, was the fact that there's so many times that I've seen that people see something on a video or read it in a book, and they just start parroting that with zero experience on their own. So I would urge everybody, you know, before you take anything anybody says, whether it's me or whether it's even, you know, somebody like Dave Canterbury, and I'm not knocking Dave. Dave's got way, way, way more experience than I ever thought about having. But check it out for yourself, because chances, 99.9% of the time, chances are those guys are going to be right. But it doesn't matter how right they are. If you've not done it with your own two hands, then you haven't learned it. You have the information, but you don't have the skill. So let's, I'm going to quit rambling now because it's about to get dark. We're going to put some denim in here. We're going to put this thing on the stove, and let's just see what happens. Okay, so I'm backing the camera up a pretty good bit, and I'm going to go ahead and add some denim to the mix here because I don't really have enough, I don't think. So I'm just going to cut a couple more big pieces and put them in there. I'm not going to fold them up or cut them up into small squares or anything. We'll just put them in there. All right, we'll put these in the paint can, fold them up. We'll just fold them, put them in there. Fold this one, put it in there. Shoot, let's put some more. Trying to get this done before the card runs out on my camera. Okay, so I've got, as you can see, a pretty good bit in here. So we're going to go ahead, it's probably more than half full. Go ahead and put the lid on tightly. So there she is. Get the stove started, and then we're going to back up. Okay. All right, so I left the last one on for about 15 minutes. We're going to leave this one on for about 15 minutes and see what happens. So I'm going to back my camera up a little more because I don't want to lose it in case something does happen. So. Okay, well, I'll show you the can. You see the bottom of the can is kind of blown out, and the top of the can, as you saw, blew off. And I do want to show you that inside, we didn't even begin to char. We didn't even begin to get any gases. We just got, in my opinion, the air inside heated up and expanded. And that was a press fit press fit airtight lid. Had it been some sort of screw-on lid, it very easily could have ruptured and exploded and caused some shrapnel. So I guess it just goes to show that even when you try something for yourself, you got to make sure you try all the variables. And the variable that I left out, I'm going to be completely, go ahead and be honest about it. I left out totally sealed can. Thought this can was sealed pretty good because it's kind of tight, but it's really just a slip fit lid. So it doesn't really seal tightly. It did not seal tightly enough to stop gas. The paint can obviously was a press-in lid, and it did stop the gas from coming out, and you saw the lid blew off, which is pretty dramatic, but it also demonstrated that there is some truth to the fact that you do need some sort of vent hole. You got to have the vent for the gases and the excess heat to escape. So make sure that if you have a really tight can, you do put that hole in there. So you're going to have to use your own judgment as to how tight it is, but I would say to err on the side of caution. So if there's a question in your mind, then you probably want to go ahead and pop a little hole in it. An Altoids tin definitely doesn't need a hole. It's got hinges on the back. Candy tin doesn't need a hole. But so you're going to have to, you might be able to experiment with some different types and see if they need a hole. But if you have a really sealed, tight tin, you need to put a hole. I'm kind of glad we did this, and I hope this has been helpful and interesting. Thanks for watching this short video. As always, thanks for subscribing to Survival on Purpose. Thanks for giving it the thumbs up if you like it. Tell your friends about it if you think they will. And if you'd like to, you can check out my Amazon store below. It supports this channel. I appreciate all your help. My name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time.